So what have you been up to today?
Hi, hi, Dan. How are you? I'm well. I've been just up to work today, so it's been a busy work day today. How about you? How's your day been?
Oh, doing well, just keeping busy over here.
Busy is good. Busy is good. I know a lot about busy. I between work and trying to work on being a healthier version of myself and raising kids. It's busy all the time, juggling all of it. So I understand busy.
Yeah, I mean, I have so many projects in the works. I have a couple of interviews coming up. One tomorrow, interviewing a book author for the
Oh, that's awesome.
podcast. So,
Yeah. Is it a book
um,
on parenting?
well, he has a book. He has one book for dads, and then he also has a children's book out.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so
So
good.
so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I think
So
everybody should try to write a book. I think everybody has
mhm,
a story to tell, don't they?
mhm. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. Oh, cool.
So what have you been thinking about to talk today?
Yeah, so I think last time we talked, we talked about lots of fun, exciting things that were happening in that season of life
Hmm.
with kids. And, as you asked me to come back on and talk, I was really excited to participate again with you and appreciate you having me back on. But seasons change, right? And so,
Hmm.
as our kids grow and as our nephews and nieces grow, I know that you're an uncle, their lives change and it seems like they change so fast. And as a parent or as a uncle or an aunt, we're having to like keep up, I feel like. And so, it's a different season. It's a different season for our kids. And, as a parent, I think that we continue to learn with them. And so some of the things that are happening in my kids' lives, my oldest son just turned 15 back in the fall. And in the state of Tennessee, where we live, you can get your learner's permit. So he's learning to drive. And that's very interesting and just kind of scary and different to let your
Hmm.
child sit in the driver's seat and drive you around. And so that's one of the things that he's working on and learning. And I'm learning patience and understanding and not being able to be in the driver's seat and be in the passenger seat, which can be a little bit challenging for me. Um, in addition to that, he this past year has been on a robotics team, and they spent from August of last year up until early May working on building an underwater robot. And the robot had to do a bunch of different challenges and different things that they had to program and teach it
Hmm.
to do, and they competed in a regional competition and won that regional competition and will be going to the world competition for the Underwater Robotics League coming up this month in June. And so we're really excited about that. And, it's interesting to see your child get into something like that and pour time and energy into that and learn coding and how to build things and how to draw things out in CAD and figure out problems and create solutions and all of those kind of things. And so as we went into the competition, I was like, oh my gosh, my child's a geek. And I was quickly reminded by my parents, well, you're a geek too. You just geek out on different things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
sat there the entire time of the competition, like, I can't believe this, this is what they've been doing. And so he's on a team with nine other kids, and these robots can go underwater and measure things and explore things and pick things up and drop things off. And it's really just interesting to see your child really kind of excel in an area like that. And He's a freshman, or he was a freshman in high school. He's an incoming sophomore this year and this coming year, and he's really kind of flourished academically and really kind of found what he likes and is excited about. And as a parent, it's really kind of neat to see your children become passionate about something and want to, learn more about that and navigate that. And so that's been really exciting for us. And then my youngest, he just turned 13. And I think I might have shared with you last time, he's extremely um, just emotionally intelligent. And so he's very in tune to his emotions and other people's emotions. And he's learning how to navigate that and understand what that means and the gift that is for him. In addition to that, he's very quick witted. And so he's always telling people dad jokes or puns or laughing at memes and stuff. And so he's decided that he's going to write a dad joke book, and it's going to be a dad joke book from a teenager's perspective. So he started working on that. So, those are some of the things that are happening in our household. So always busy, always busy.
Well, that sounds fun. Is his friends starting to drive too?
So, my oldest son's friends are beginning to drive as well. And so, they're talking about what kind of cars that they want and what that's going to look like and how they're going to pay for their insurance and all of those kind of things. So, it's fun times for them for sure.
Well, that's exciting about the little um item that they were working on, the little
Yeah, the robot, the underwater robot. Yeah.
yeah.
So, well, and I asked him, I felt kind of dumb a little bit, Dan, to be honest with you, because I was like, what do people use this for? Why is this important? And he's like, well, Rob, he called me Rob then. I'm not sure why, but he's like, well, Rob, it can help people plant new coral gardens underwater, or it could do, rescue missions underwater, or this type of technology could help research sunken ships or, different types of animals and environments in the ocean. And so, anyways, really intriguing and very interesting. And again, just it's hard sometimes when your kids become smarter than you.
Oh no. No. I guess you have to deal with that, Rob.
Yep, I
Um,
guess so. I guess so. So,
but that's exciting. That's your other son likes to do something different than your other son that likes to do.
yep, yep. So I do have to tell you a funny story about him, and I don't know how funny it is or how funny people will think it is, but he went over for a play date with a friend recently, and he came home and the mom came in and she was like, now I don't want you to be worried, but he got stabbed by a sword on the play date. And we're like, what? And so he picked up, his shirt, and he had this little like stab mark, on the lower part of his stomach.
Mhm.
And basically his friend had shown him, like, I guess some type of collectible sword that he got. And my youngest son, Truman is his name. Truman tripped as he was being shown and fell into the sword. And so has this little, mark of, sword. And I was like, you of all people, Truman, are the only person that's going to be stabbed from just looking at a sword. And so
Mhm.
I was like, no playing with guns, no looking at guns. If you go over to a friend's house and they pull out any weapons, you're not to look at any weapons as we move forward. So, anyways,
Well, hopefully everything is in the system or in the like how they put the guns away in
oh,
those
yes,
little
safes. Yes, everything needs
yeah
to be in a safe. And,
safe.
you never know what kids are going to get into. So, anyways, but. The mother was mortified. She's like, I swear they weren't like doing anything, improper with it. And we're like, no, it's fine. Just so the other night he was coming out and out of the shower, and he's like, Dad, look, it's still there. And I was like, yes, you may always have now a scar from your sword fight that really wasn't a
Mhm.
sword fight. So, anyways.
Well,
They're a mess.
I guess they'll figure something out. But
For
well, when
sure.
I first when you said that he got hurt, I'm thinking to myself, well, hopefully it was not a plastic one. You can't really get hurt from a plastic one, but
No, no. It was, one of those collectible, like Asian inspired knives that, that people hang on their walls and all those kind of things. So, anyways, so
kids will be
yeah,
kids.
kids will be kids. So, and it's always something at every age. There's always something that you have to look forward to. And, that's kind of when you asked me what I had been thinking about. It's a new season, same kids, but a new season. So, anyways, it's fun. It's fun kind of navigating life with them that way. So,
Yeah, and that's exciting. He's writing the book about fatherhood. That's interesting.
yeah, dad jokes. So, dad jokes from not a dad. So, who knows? I'll let you know when it's done and maybe you can interview him for your podcast.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Um, so, um, anything else is fun, exciting on your end?
You know, um, my oldest has decided that he wants to go to the gym with me, and so he's been going to the gym, Dan, and on days that I don't want to go, he's really pushing me to go. He's like, "Okay, Dad, we have to go," and vice versa. So like last night he didn't really want to go, and I was like, "Okay, it's Monday, we got to start the week off well. Let's go to the gym." And so that's helpful and it's kind of fun, to just have a built-in workout partner like that. And so I told him I asked him when we first started going, it's been about a month now. I said, "Are you going to get all buff and muscular?" And he's like, duh, Dad. That's the whole reason you go. And I was like, "You're a mess.
Yeah,
You're a mess." And so he's like, "My bicep is going to be bigger than your head." Stuff like that. He trash talks me all the time, Dan. So
yeah.
no respect in
Oh,
this house.
oh, well, well. I mean, me and my mom have been trying different things to lose a little bit of pounds, but I mean, it's these interesting drinks that she comes up with from Instagram. She kind of shares, but
Yeah,
I mean, some of them, yeah, I haven't. I tried the maybe two drinks of them, but they're not that great. But I mean, a lot of fruits, but
yeah.
it's
Some
just some interesting things.
It's tough as we get older. It's tough to lose weight, and lots of people on Instagram make it look easy, but I don't think it's really that easy. So you have to work hard at
No,
it. It cracks me up every time I like open up Instagram and I'll see somebody who's like, extremely fit and they can run marathons and stuff. And they're like, "Oh, I woke up this way." And I'm like, "No, you didn't wake up that way. Okay. You worked hard yesterday and you ate properly and
yeah,
you didn't eat chocolate or candy or cookies, all the bad things. So it
yeah,
wasn't you just woke up this way. You're working to look that way. And it's a
yeah.
lot of work. It's a lot of
It
work.
is, it
So,
is, it is. When I look, when some people follow me and I follow them back, but I mean, I don't believe they get that skinny so fast. I mean, it's a process.
it is. It takes time and it takes work. And, not only is it the gym and working out in the gym, but it's also your nutrition and all of those kind of things. I do swear that, I think it. I think you gain much faster than you can lose. So it's to me that's a little unfair. So it should be, it should
I
be more
mean,
equal there, but such is life.
when
So
you eat a lot of carbs, they just cling to your body,
they do. They do.
and you can't get them off that easily.
Nope. Nope.
I've been
So
trying and I've been trying doing different things. It doesn't do anything. It
well,
just
keep on
sits.
trying. Don't give
It's
up.
it's like just sits there.
Yep.
But
I hear you. I hear
you
you.
know,
So
besides that, it's doing well. I've been just a lot of activities. I've been doing Best Buddies out here and putting events for that together, um and then
Good.
through the past week, last week, I've been doing a lot of episodes for my other podcasts that got
Okay.
featured in um the college radio at the University of Delaware. So
Awesome.
so that's been on my mind for a couple of weeks of sending out episodes to the radio station, and it's all virtual. So I'm not in Delaware. It's all just virtual.
Yeah. What are the topics that you go over on that podcast?
It's all music. So
Okay, awesome.
it's just like dragging the songs that I have from people that send me like music, and then I put a couple of my songs on there that I like, and then I talk a little bit about the song or
That's
something.
awesome. Yeah,
So,
that's super cool. That's super cool.
and
Yeah, awesome.
I got the opportunity when I was living in Delaware, and I went to school down there. I used to have a radio show on campus for about 3 years, and I was
Wow.
down there. So I get the opportunities from the station when I'm not even there.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's why virtual's so cool, right? So like we can be sitting halfway across the country from each other and still be able to hang out like this and talk like this and share and like you said, you can do a radio show from where you are and it air in Delaware at the university and that's awesome. That's awesome. So it's cool that we have
Yeah,
this opportunity with technology. So,
yeah, it's very fun and it's very cool to
yeah.
have all
Yeah.
these kind of cool opportunities that come to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I saw that you recently did or you were doing a contest on your page, right? Is it still happening or did that already happen? The contest?
Oh, the I was thinking of doing a giveaway.
Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's not that done yet. Now I
Okay.
think it's gonna be in October.
October,
Like,
that's cool.
but I haven't I've been looking at different people trying to find different things to put in the giveaway,
Yeah.
but it's kind of tough
Yep. Yeah.
trying to get well, I do like well, I've talked to a couple of the book authors, asking them if they would donate a book, and they're interested about that, but it's just like I don't know what else to put in there.
Yeah, I think a book bundle could be lots of fun. So, everybody needs resources and books and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's always cool. And then I wonder if there were any type of like new children's toys or those kind of things that are coming out that you could preview on your podcast, and then maybe they can send you the product and you can preview it and then include it in your GIF in your contest. So that could be fun too.
Yeah, I mean, like, what kind of toys are you thinking of?
I don't know, like, some type of, like the latest and greatest, like if it's a summertime giveaway, maybe it would be like the latest and greatest squirt guns, or have you seen the hose attachment that can blow up like 5 or 6 water balloons at the same time? That's really cool.
Oh yes,
Um,
I've seen
so, just things
those.
like that that could be kind of fun. My kids love the pool. And so like they get those water bombs. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they're basically like these little balls and then you like squeeze them and they fill up with water and then you could throw them at each other and it like bombs you kind of and squirts all the water and that kind of thing. So pool floats, lots of stuff for the summer, obviously. And then, you know, but I'm sure there's new educational toys that are coming out too, especially for the younger ones. So,
Mhm.
like when my kids were really small and they were toddlers and stuff, obviously we wanted them to have toys that help them learn to count and their colors and their shapes and that kind of stuff. So you never know. You never know. So,
Yeah. Well, hopefully something will come out of it. But the books
yeah.
will be good, um, because a lot of people like the books and
Yeah.
reading those to their kids. So,
Yeah. Good resources. Yeah. I think it's so important to read to your kids. I know my kids read a lot and they're constantly going to the library, which is great. Their mom is a children's librarian part time, and so she's in the library always helping other kids find stories and that kind of stuff. So that always really helps, um, kids with their learning when they get to read and explore and that kind of thing. So it's cool. It's cool. So, have you read anything good recently?
um, no, not really. But besides watching TV, but it's uh, I would say I've been thinking of writing a book.
Yeah, what are you gonna write about? Tell me about that.
Um, well, I do a lot of spoken word, so I have a song that I wrote, and it's called Spaceship.
Okay.
So half of like the lyrics and the chords are going to be in the back of the book, so people can like play the song if they wanted to. And then I I was talking to well, I was using the AI last night and trying to figure out a little story that for the beginning of the book, and I came up with something, and then I kind of just saved all the writing to it. So then I'm gonna just try to figure out how to put it into the book.
Yeah, cool. Cool. AI is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Um, which AI tool do you use?
Well, I well the one I think it goes to like on the phone. It's like a it
Oh, like
goes
just
with that.
attached to Siri?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
then it just has like so it was easy just it can upload pictures and then you can save your like all different kinds of things that you can save like your documents and stuff on there.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's very cool. Yeah, very
so
cool. I know a lot of people that are afraid of AI and just afraid of like the technology like overtaking humans, and overtaking is probably the wrong word, but like taking humans' jobs, right? So like I'm in
mhm.
marketing and a lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, is it gonna like get rid of people's jobs in marketing and advertising and those kind of things?" And I think it would be very easy to like get worked up about, AI and that kind of stuff. But I think it's important for people, a couple of things, for people to remember that AI has been around for a very long time, and a
Mhm.
long, long time in technologies that we use. And so it's not really as new as people think it is. And then the other thing is, I think as people, we have been created, the human race has been created to
Mhm.
be creative people, problem solvers, people that get things done. And I think a lot of tasks that we do, we get bogged down in those tasks. And I think if we were to use AI smartly, it could help us be more productive and help free us up to be more creative and productive at the end of the day, and really be those problem solvers rather than getting buried in all of the mundane tasks that we have to do as humans every day. And so I think people get worried about, oh my gosh, is it gonna, make my job non existent and all of those kind of things. But the reality is, it should make your job easier so that you can be more productive and more creative and be able to be even better employee at the end of the day, or business owner or whatever. And so I think that's really important. So
I I think, and also AI is like already in websites that already are helping you out and asking you questions that you don't even
yeah,
know.
yeah, it's been
So,
around for a long time, Dan. So, I think, is it going to I mean, our like children, as an example, are our kids using it to write their papers and that kind of stuff? And so
Well,
I think really, I think really that becomes a moral question, right? And so plagiarism
yeah.
has been around forever. This is just a new way to potentially plagiarize. And so, the reality is that you have to teach your children what's right and what's wrong, and plagiarism is wrong. And so using AI to write for you, and to create an entire paper for you without you putting any type of process or thought into it is wrong. And so, I think it's one of those things that, you just have to teach your kids. But, technology, has advanced so quickly. So I don't know how old you are, but I'll be 40, so I'll be 48 in July. I know 47 in July. And the reality is that, technology has all formed since I've been alive, right? And so we didn't have smartphones. We didn't have smart televisions and those kind of things. We didn't have the internet when I was first born. And so, all of that technology has been created since, in the last 50 years. And the reality is that our children are all growing up in that technology era, and it will continue to advance, but they have to learn how to use it properly and learn the right and wrong ways to use it and those kind of things. And at the end of the day, that's what parents and uncles and aunts and those kind of things are
Mm.
for. And so, right is right and wrong is wrong, regardless if technology's in the equation or not. And you just have to teach your kids the right and the wrong aspect of it, I think.
Well, I'll say I'm in my 30s and I'm 37.
So you're about a decade behind me.
And I mean, I'm excited for my 40s, so that's something I'm excited about.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get nervous about their 40s and that kind of stuff. I've actually enjoyed my 40s. I feel like I have had maybe less pressure in my 40s, less pressure to feel like I have to prove myself or that I have to crawl up the corporate ladder or those kind of things. And so
Hmm.
my 40s have been pretty good. But you do get older, and your body changes, and you have new challenges to deal with as your body ages and that kind of
Oh,
stuff. But you just kind of work through it.
I'm already dealing with that right now. So,
Yeah, yeah. And you've been dealing with that most of your life, I think, haven't you, Dan?
uh, yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
living with a disability for my rest of my life when I was born,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a struggle.
But you
But
know what? I think that you really could have let it like define who you are. You know what I mean? And
mm,
like you have created podcasts, and you've created, radio shows, and
hmm
you've done a lot, and you haven't let it stop you from doing those types of things. And so, has it been exactly the way you wanted it to be? Probably not. Has it been hard? Probably so. But you continue to walk through it and be courageous and those kind of things. And that's an inspiration to a lot of people. So, keep on. You're inspiring and encouraging other people.
yeah. I mean, I love what I do. It's just some days it's hard because I can't do what everybody else can, but
Yeah.
I do my
Yeah.
own thing. But it
Yeah.
keeps me
And that's
going.
good. That's good. You know what? We all should be doing our own thing, right? We should stop letting the world define who we are, and how we're supposed to interact. And so we all should do that. So you're just ahead of a lot of us. You figured it out before we did.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's been a good life, um,
Well,
for
and
a wolf.
you're gonna find one of those drinks that your mom finds on Instagram, and you're just gonna love it, and that's gonna become your new drink of choice, Dan. So you're gonna be
Yeah.
like telling everybody about. I'm gonna have to, one day I'm gonna open up your Instagram page, and it's gonna be like, try this drink, it's life changing. I'll be like, oh, Dan's mom has figured out the formula.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
And I mean, she dabbles into Instagram once in a while because she has a account, and she shows off the whole family. So it's like
That's fun.
there you go.
Yep.
And my sister's like that as well with the camera. She's always taking so many pictures of the kids. And I mean, I guess she does that because my family, my grandparents in the East Coast, it's hard for them to see the kids. So,
Yeah, that's nice. It's nice that they can see them. And, it's also they grow so fast, and so it's nice to be able to look back and see the memories. And, Facebook has done a really good job of that, of really, the memories that pop up and you could say, hey, this is what you were doing 10 years ago and what your kids look like 10 years ago. And that's really fun and cool. So,
well, that's the funny thing that happened. So today I was looking at my Facebook account, and I did take a picture with a really famous musician that I got to see her like last year, but it was like over Mother's Day weekend, and it was a year ago from today,
okay.
and I got to see Alex Johnson. She used to be a child star in on Disney, um,
Okay.
and she's used to be on a really popular series called So Weird,
Okay.
and she's been on season 3. But she's been around, and
Yeah, that's
I've been
cool.
and I've been following her since I was a teenager. So that was
Yeah.
kind of cool.
So you got to fan out last year, huh? And be a huge fan and take
Yeah,
pictures and
yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's cool.
So
That's cool.
something I like to
Awesome.
do.
Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. Good deal. Good deal. Well, what's the rest of the day look like?
Well, I did see that my therapist messaged me just a minute ago, but
Okay. So you get to
so
see the therapist or talk to the therapist. That will be good. I think
well,
everybody should have a therapist.
it's mostly he does my legs. Like he does
Okay.
exercise my legs,
Oh, that's awesome.
and just helps me with my exercises
Good.
for
Good.
my
Well,
because I'm in this wheelchair and I can't get around that much.
yeah. How often do you get to work with him?
Twice a well, no, normally it's twice a week, but
Okay.
it's been uh very slow these past couple of weeks.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, good. So that's something to look forward to for sure. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Well, good. Good. I have a little bit more work this afternoon, and then I coordinate a social for tennis. In our community where I live, there's quite a few people that love tennis, and so on Tuesday nights, one of my friends and I, we coordinate a social where people just can come out and play tennis with each other. And so I'm going to go out and get people started tonight on that. So I just hand out the tennis balls and make sure everybody's paired up properly and that kind of thing. So I'm going to do that tonight and maybe head to the gym after that. So we'll see. We'll see. So
That's exciting though. I mean,
yeah.
is that like a fun little project you like to do by yourself?
Yeah, so I normally will play tennis 2 or 3 times a week, and it's something that I just get away from the family and I'm able to do. So it's just me time, and so it's fun. I enjoy that, and I'm fairly competitive, and so it's nice to be able to do that. I was trying to find cardio that I enjoyed, and that was some cardio that I really liked, rather than just being on the treadmill or on a bike. And so it's fun to go out and play tennis. So I like it. Pickleball is really big right now too. I've played a little bit of that, but not as much as tennis. So have you ever seen the wheelchair tennis people, Dan. They're incredible.
Oh, I've seen little like specs on on Instagram. Like I
Yeah,
follow different accounts, people
yeah,
in wheelchairs that are doing interesting activities.
yeah,
I know they
you,
have a pickleball event for wheelchairs, but
yeah,
at Chicken and Pickle, but I haven't really dived into. I don't know if they have a team out here, but they do have a team out at some other cities.
yeah. You might want to look into it. It's a lot of fun, and so this the tennis that I've seen with the folks in wheelchairs, they're unbelievable. They would beat me so much. Like I would lose to them every time. They're so good, Dan. So, and it's just unbelievable how they can move so quickly from one side of the court to the other and that kind of stuff. So, anyways, so
I
it's
mean,
very, very cool.
they have some interesting wheelchairs for those events. They're
Yeah.
way different than the normal ones
The
I have.
traditional wheelchair. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Have you ever played any sports or do you currently play any sports?
no,
No? Okay.
no.
Yeah.
But I mean, I used to when I was younger, when I was
Yeah.
like 9 or 10, did
Sure.
soccer, and then I kind of I was okay with it at the time, but now that's my nephews mostly are into that, where they're doing piano lessons.
Okay.
So,
Well,
and then my niece is started. She had her first dance recital last weekend, so that
that's
was a
cool.
and she did a good job. I was
Yeah.
very proud of her for that.
Good. Good. That's neat. So neat to be able to go and do that. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Dan, I really appreciate you having me back on again. It's been fun.
Thanks for coming on. I'm sorry
Yeah.
about the last the other day.
No worries. That happens. Life happens, and we roll with the punches, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Cool.
I'll let you know when this is all up later
Okay.
tonight.
Yeah, thank you. I
And
appreciate it. And, if you ever want to chat again, I'm sure there'll be other interesting things that are happening that we can talk about. So,
all right, all right. Sounds good.
all right, Dan. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye, my friend.
Bye.